Watch carefully. The maid washing clothes in the yard unexpectedly revealed a modern camisole that was completely out of keeping with the ancient vibe. The rich young man beside her wore a frivolous smile at first, but when he got a clear look at that strange style, his smile suddenly froze on his face. How could such a thing exist in ancient times? But he didn't expect that this glance would become the beginning of a sharp turn in his fate. All this originated from the painstaking efforts of the rich second generation's father. In order to change his son's unruly nature, the father spent a lot of money to hire a professional film crew and planned an immersive time travel experience. Taking advantage of the rich second generation's inattention, he knocked him unconscious with a stick. When he woke up again, he was already in the ancient wealthy Sue family, transformed from a pampered young master into a servant. Before he could fully recover from his confusion, the housekeeper came over angrily, just because he accidentally broke the bracelet that the young lady was going to use for her marriage. The housekeeper reprimanded him sharply. To make the scene realistic enough, each whip of the housekeeper was full of force, making the rich second generation jump around in pain. This was a scene of an ancient powerful family carefully built by the film crew. Every passerby on the street was a professional actor. At the director's order, they could complete various instructions, even kiss scenes and intimate scenes, just to make the rich second generation believe that he had really traveled to ancient times. Although the rich second generation is usually careless, he is not stupid. He firmly believed that this was an elaborately designed reality show. He subconsciously wanted to take out his mobile phone to contact his father, but he couldn't find it after searching all over his body. He turned to the person next to him to borrow a mobile phone, but the other person had no reaction. Helpless, he turned around and ran out. On the way, he bumped into a beautiful maid. The sudden amazement almost made him forget the purpose of escaping. The shouts of the people behind made him come to his senses and continue running. It wasn't until he ran to the street and looked at the bustling scene full of ancient atmosphere with people coming and going that he, in a daze, began to have some doubts about the time travel for the first time. However, before he could think carefully, he was caught back by the crowd. According to the rules, a servant who escapes after making a mistake deserves to have his hand cut off. To let the rich second generation experience the strict hierarchy of ancient times, the film crew specially arranged a scene where a servant's tongue was cut off for stealing before his execution. The tragic scene scared the rich second generation silly, and his previous doubts vanished into thin air. When he was pressed on the table, shouting his father's name didn't work. He was completely scared, almost wetting himself. Just as the bright knife was about to fall, an accident happened. Would this elaborately planned time travel hoax end in an irreversible situation? What will happen to the fate of the rich second generation?